All right, rockets soaring over Israel, targeting Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, and the Israelis are rocketing back. The Israeli military defending itself, launching major air offensives right now against Hamas and Fatah. This surge of violence sparked by the murders of 3 Israeli teenagers, followed by that one young Palestinian. But while the Israelis made an arrest for the murder of the Palestinian, Hamas has done nothing but praise those who killed the 3 innocent kids, one of which had American citizenship. So why hasn't the White House and the media spoken up about the double standard? Joining us right now, I'll let him loose. Fox News' strategic analyst, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. Colonel, does it surprise you?
No, not at all. Because being anti-Israel is the postmodern, socially accepted form of anti-Semitism, of old-fashioned Jew hatred. And the global left, to include the American left, just will not give Israel credit for anything. Brian, Israel in the Middle East, I mean, look at the Middle East. Israel is an island of civilization in a sea of barbarism. The only rule of law democracy in the region, the only place where women are treated fairly or educated values. But Israel can't get a break for a number of reasons, not least because Israel's success exploded this myth of the left that, oh, in the Middle East and Africa, you can't get ahead because you're oppressed by the imperial powers.
Yeah.
A handful of Jewish refugees started that state and built a modern, world-class, high-tech economy where even the president is subject to the law. It's amazing in the Middle East, and our president and his administration sympathizes, in my view, sympathizes nakedly with the Palestinians.
And here's an example. Look what Philip Gordon said. He's the administration's Middle East coordinator for the White House. He says, how will Israel remain democratic and Jewish if it attempts to govern the millions of Palestinian Arabs who live on the West Bank? How will, if peace is unwilling to be delineated from the border, end the occupation and allow for Palestinian sovereignty, security, and dignity? He is calling for a return to the 67 borders and is blaming Israel for the attacks they're now under.
Yeah, and if you went back to the 67 borders, they'd want to go back to the 1947 and 48 borders. And if you went back to those borders, they'd want to just wipe all the Jews off the map. I mean, this is not hard to figure out. The fundamental difference here is that Israel wants to live in peace with its neighbors, and its neighbors, with a few exceptions, want to exterminate Israel to wipe it from the map.
Yeah.
Now, and if Hamas wants the airstrikes on terrorist targets in Gaza to stop, it's easy. Stop firing rockets blindly at Israeli civilians. Look, I'm 100% behind Israel because Israel is part of our civilization.
Yeah.
It stands for freedom and decency.
I'm with you, Colonel. And on top of that, we recognize the Hamas-Fatah government. That makes no sense to me. Colonel, have a great day. Thanks so much for starting our morning off so well.
Thank you, Brian.
Fox and Friends, more coming your way right after this.